Before we start the video, I want you to subscribe to the best Telegram channel at the first link in the description, where we show our earnings on cryptocurrencies, and not only, our capital that we manage is more than $3 million. Here you will find only the most useful. Thanks for subscribing. Also in the description is a links to verified exchangers, when you register on which, you get a welcome bonus from me. Let's get to the video. Over the past couple of weeks, the crypto market has shown a really good recovery. This applies not only to Bitcoin or Ether, which have risen 40% since the beginning of the year, but to the market as a whole. The bull market is a strong thing, because absolutely everything is growing at this point. No kidding, any tokens, like Solana, which was on the verge of collapse, managed to return to the top 10. Tokens from the collapsed FTX exchange also showed growth, even the all-forgotten Celsius rose by 50%, but there is one most controversial candidate, which showed not 10, not 20, or even 100%, but as much as 400% growth in just 1 month, and that's the Aptos coin. I didn't call it controversial for nothing, because despite its newfangled blockchain, fast transactions, proprietary programming language, and the rest of the marketing ticks, it has one very serious problem, and that is tokenomics. We shot a video about Aptos back in early November, a couple of weeks after the listing. In that video, we paid special attention to tokenomics, and we came to the conclusion that investing in the coin is not a good idea. After all, most of the tokens are not held by investors, but by the creators of this project, and just a few days after our video, the coin was down 50%, because FTX was holding so many tokens, but you already know what happened to it. And for 2 months there was no news about Aptos, but in the beginning of the year, organizers had woken up, saw that market was recovering and decided to pump 100% in such a way, and Binance played an important role when it created a pool of liquidity for Aptos and was spotted with suspicious transactions. But, what really, pumping Aptos by 400%, we'll break down in this video. Also, today you'll find out, who is behind the coin pump. Why is Binance directly involved in the manipulation? How did the organizers deliberately raise the price to lure in as many investors as possible? And, is it worth buying Aptos right now? Before you watch, support the video by liking it, because your support makes us release videos more often and better. Enjoy watching it. Let's get started. Hello everyone, you're on the Cryptanic channel. Today is February 1st. And it is a very important day for absolutely all markets, because, in just a few hours, the Fed will announce the interest rate, and especially for you in our Telegram channel we made a forecast, how cryptocurrency will react to this event, and also, this week we have more important CPI reports in the Eurozone and the UK, and, I guarantee you, it's going to be very hot in the next couple of days. So, pause the video and follow the link in the description to our Telegram channel so you don't miss these and other important economic reports. And in today's video, we won't look at the technical features of the Aptos project, because we took apart all these points in the last video. I recommend to watch it. The information from it is still actual, because Aptos hasn't had any cardinal changes during this time, though the developers promised a lot. Today we will try to find out how creators manipulate Aptos price in simple way and what Binance has to do with this machination. And the first thing I wanted to do is to break down where investors got the idea that Aptos is solely in the hands of developers in the first place. Such rumors about manipulation went right after Aptos published its roadmap and the announcement of a listing on the top stock exchanges. But any new project before listing on exchanges and starting to sell its coins must provide tokenomics, which will show total amount of coins and percentage of distribution between participants. But Aptos provided that information on the first day of listing, even after the publication of the tokenomics, though more questions arose. The initial volume of Aptos tokens was 1 billion, of which about 500 million were distributed to community members, 190,000,000 to core developers, and the rest went to Aptos Foundation and private investors. In total, the Aptos Foundation has 410 million tokens to be issued over the next 10 years. Of that, 125,000 Aptos is initially available to support ecosystem projects and less than 5 million Aptos is initially available to support Aptos Foundation initiatives. Actually, such distribution is not very fair and caused the negativity among many investors. But that's just the beginning. You have to understand that now 97% of all coins turnover belong to 20 addresses from which known it is Aptos, Binance and OKX exchange, and 10% from this volume have Binance, which already causes some questions. In general, Binance actively supported the project Aptos when it provided strategic funding in March and September 2022. At the same time, the amount of funding, for some reason, was not disclosed. But if we consider Aptos from price point of view, the picture outlines an interesting one. APT token has been actively growing since January 9th. Showing 10, 20 and 40% per day. The price movement, which most of you probably didn't notice, caused serious suspicions regarding the nature of the price dynamics of Aptos. Exactly on the 14th and 16th of January, then APT had a noticeable spike in the number of short orders, but such a rapid growth of the number of sellers could not cause such a fast correction on the market. On the 5-minute chart, we can clearly see that Aptos got a huge surge in buying power as soon as a large number of short trades were opened, but, in fact, this rapid growth was not supported by any funding, which led to the formation of such candles, with long shadows. Such fast appearance of the volume of purchases can indicate one thing: the direct manipulation, which is necessary to avoid an unnecessary reversal at a time when the whole market recovers. According to CoinGlass, Aptos faced a huge liquidation that day, to the tune of $129 million, at a time when the market was relatively calm and quiet. Thus, the various funds behind Aptos were willing to raise the price of the token to listing levels in order to attract as many investors as possible, who naturally consider how profitable the coin is. Because if the price of Aptos stayed below the listing price, investors wouldn't be as willing to buy the token, unlike what happened with other coins, which showed real growth of tens of percent. And by the way, on this movement the participants of our subscription managed to get profits from 15% on the growth of Shiba Inu, from 25% on the growth of Cardano, and 30% on the growth of Tezos, and even higher percent of profit on many other tokens, because the subscription allows absolutely everyone daily to get profitable market analysis from Cryptanic analysts, and because in the nearest future market will be maximally active due to forthcoming financial reports, we already start to prepare profitable deals for you. So, don't miss this opportunity. Join the subscription at the link in the description and get your first profit today. Even Binance itself decided to answer the question of why Aptos is up 400%. On Twitter at Binance Research, they published a big chain of tweets in which they gathered all kinds of reasons that supposedly influenced the growth. Well, let's take a closer look at them. Maybe Aptos really did something, and they're really cool. The first reason for the growth from Binance was the conference, Aptos Move Monday, which was held on January 9th, which roughly coincides with the start of the coin's growth. At the conference, the co-founders answered various questions and discussed future plans for the project. Well, basically, nothing interesting. Further, Binance writes that NFT on Aptos started to become popular. They say that their price and trading volume went up as investors start to accumulate them in order to resell them at a higher price in the future. Yes, NFT is certainly a good thing, but a more important growth factor was the launch of special liquidity floors on Binance. On January 20th, Binance announced about creation of two pools for currency pairs, Aptos Bitcoin and Aptos USDT. The conditions for users are of course posh. Binance promised 92% yield on Aptos USDT and 99% yield on Aptos Bitcoin pool deposits. Of these, users get 0.71 and 1.7% BNB rewards. If anything, the percentages are subject to changes of today, and, after Binance announced the creation of these pools, Aptos immediately rose by as much as 40% and gained about 100% growth in 2 days. I do not see any other reasons for the growth, which was pointed out by Binance. After all, there's specified advantages of Aptos blockchain, unique programming language and so on. but I have a feeling that as if Binance, with these tweets, specially decided to justify the growth of Aptos, but, luckily, in blockchain it is possible to track all transactions and to know the movement of all tokens, and there was some interesting information about a suspicious Aptos transaction between wallets. Over the weekend, crypto trader CNBC posted this post on his Twitter, in which he accused the project team of keeping the issue of new tokens low, pumping the price independently, and then dumping its tokens in the market. The scheme is of course old, but it's as reliable as a Swiss watch. These screenshots show these suspicious transactions. The data provided when unlocking the tokens reflects a sudden increase in Aptos tokens unlocked on January 28, which coincides with the timing of the transactions highlighted on AppScan. What does this mean, you ask? It means that Aptos insiders executed these transactions to create a price spike and attract more buyers for the token. The purpose of these transactions was most likely to provide liquidity to the market, as there are already more than 140 million Aptos tokens in the Binance One wallet, and, based on the transactions, the exact destination for the tokens is the Binance wallet. Twitter Spotenchain raised a similar alarm, noting that the transaction involved 100 million Aptos tokens, amounting to about $18 million, and the transaction included an intermediate wallet before the coins hit Binance. Naturally, such shenanigans for Aptos are only needed to provide liquidity so that developers can dump the coins and investors who want to mow down the tokens will buy them. As of today, Aptos trading volume is above $100 million, and about 10% of Aptos volume comes from the APT Binance USD trading pair, as it is Binance that investors trade the most. Recently, the price of Aptos has also behaved strangely as much as possible. At times when the market was relatively calm, the Aptos suspiciously increased trading volume, and when the market began to move up a little, the Aptos has been seen small drawdowns. Of course, when 97% of the token is held by only 20 wallets, of which only 3 are known, you can do whatever you want with the price of the token, race the coins between wallets and then send them to the exchange to constantly maintain liquidity. If 97% of the coins are held by big players, just think about who is the main seller and buyer in the market. Thus, answering the main question, is it worth investing in Aptos right now? Personally, I wouldn't do it, for a number of the reasons we've broken down today, but, if you are lucky and have won the lottery many times, you can give it a try. After all, Aptos doesn't lend itself to any fundamental analysis, much less technical analysis. The coin is completely dependent only on the developers, who direct the price where they want. It's almost impossible to predict what will happen with the price of Aptos, of course, if you're not an employee of the team, and this creates the most important problem in investing as well as trading, the option of buying long-term. I wouldn't consider at all. After all, just imagine how this whole bubble, inflated by millions of dollars, will start to deflate when developers dump coins in small batches. And, at that rate, Aptos could easily slide to listing price. Perhaps the only way to get any profit on Aptos is to trade in a trend, meaning when the general market trend is up it means you have to buy. If the market is going down, it is logical to sell, but keep in mind beforehand that this is trading with very, very high risks, so, please, be careful. If anything, all the latest information about Aptos and not only, we will publish in our Telegram channel, so be sure to subscribe. Do not forget to click on the bell not to miss new videos. Leave all your questions in the comments, and, as always, see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.